All right, welcome everybody to part 2 of the Tesla nail set that my wife has been working on. The Model X that she's working on has the gull wing doors fully operational and a charging cable that magnetically locks onto the car exactly what it's supposed to. The models for Tesla spell out, if anyone's not aware, the word sexy. It's S3XY. And I am just as excited about this video as she was to put it together. So hopefully you guys stay tuned to watch any of her future videos as well.
So we're going to be sculpting the base of the Supercharger to start out with. And if you guys missed the first video that was all about sculpting the actual vehicle, the Model X, then I will put a link to that in the description box below. And it will also be a recommended video at the end of this one. So if you did miss that one, like I said, there are a couple ways to find it, but definitely go back and check that one because that car was a lot of work. And yeah. Anywho, watch the video if you've missed it. Don't forget. But then we have our little supercharger that we're going to start out with. Like I said, clear acrygel, just pressing it out. Try to get that open, clear space in the center. I personally find it kind of difficult to work with acrygel. So when you're sculpting this, if the lines aren't perfect, if the shape's not perfect, it's just one of those things that you just know you have to file it anyway. So at least in my mind, that's the case of it. But try to get it as straight and as crisp as possible, to the best that you can. I'm actually going to do it in 2 layers. So the first layer was just to get the shape down. The second layer is really to get some height on it because especially in those skinny side pieces, it was really thin and it just needed a little more thickness to it in order to be strong and have enough space for me to file. As you can see, I'm applying some purposeful globs of the clear acrygel to those specific spots. And the acrygel I'm using, I did not mention this in the other one. It is the color Ice Blossom from Madam Glam. And I know I just said that acrygel is a pain in the butt, difficult to work with. Still believe that, but theirs is a little bit better and it's a lot more clear. The clarity, I think, is unmatched. So after we have our top standing portion of the supercharger done, we're going to do the base of it. So just add a really nice tall concrete block essentially to the bottom of our supercharger, pat that out, try to get it as best as you can to be exactly the shape, and then afterwards do file it. So now after we have it all filed, I'm going to be painting the base of it with some concrete type gray gel paint, just going over that, and then also using that gray, we're going to go up the sides too. So you're just going to take and do the very sides of the supercharger with it. So it's not actually even all the way up the sides, it's just to about the height of the opening in the middle of the supercharger. With that gray color, kind of gently turn it and do the other side, trying not to paint your gloves. But if you paint your gloves, you can just take them off when you're done. But then after you're done with that, cure it, and then we're going to be painting the front of the supercharger with white and that little bit of the side that is above where the gray ends and the top of it. So essentially everything else gets painted with the white. Very carefully go all the way to the bottom piece of the supercharger, kind of tucking the color into the corners, then going up the sides just like so. And then after you have the white on there, then you're going to want to cure this again just to make sure that it's all set up before you paint the interior, that area that's within the opening, with red gel paint. I really like how aesthetically pleasing a lot of the things that Tesla produces. It just is all very crisp, clean lines. It's not very distracting. It's not overly, filled with design. It's just very clean, modern, super modern looking stuff. So we're going to be attaching a little magnet to the upper left-hand corner of our supercharger. Do not use something that is a magnet itself to try to place your magnet because it's just not going to work. But we're going to just press that little magnet into some clear acrygel into the corner and then into the other corner. So that's the upper right-hand corner. We're going to be attaching a piece of black upholstery thread. This is going to be for the cord of the charger. And then you're going to paint the little bit of acrygel that we've just now placed with some black gel paint so it doesn't hide, or it does hide. And then with red gel paint once again, so this will be the same color that used to paint the interior of that charger area, you're going to be painting the word Tesla. So this is with the Tesla font, which is actually really easy to paint because it's all straight lines. And so if you have trouble painting lettering, this is a really easy one because you don't have to worry about any curves. Then apply some matte gel top coat over the supercharger and over basically everything, the bottom of it, the inside, outside. And now we're going to start doing our, the nails. So everything else in this design was done with gel with polygel for the most part, and then some gel paint. But for this part, it is actually going to be done with acrylic because I'm an acrylic person. So I'm going to do a white overlay of acrylic on the thumb, file that into shape. And then after that's filed, I'm going to take and apply a layer of matte gel top coat, no wipe gel top coat over the entire nail, cure that. And then after that's cured, I'm going to take some white chrome powder and I'm going to burnish that into this. And that's going to make it match the vehicle because I did the same thing on the car. So it's a white base with the white chrome. I love that white chrome. It's one of my favorite products. And then some matte gel top coat over the chrome. And then after that's cured, then I'm going to take some red gel paint, same one that I was just using a moment ago, and I'm going to be painting the Tesla logo on the thumb. So the Tesla logo is the Tesla T, and it's done with a few different little gaps in it. So I like to do all the outlines of it first and then go back through and create some of the or to fill it in, but it just seems to go a little easier if you do really skinny little outlines and look at it from kind of a connect the dots sort of a perspective, if you will. So I've got that first start, you start out with the V and then do a smaller V, and you just kind of build off of it from there. And as you're working on it, like I said, I start out with very thin lines to do all of this because the lines are all very crisp. There's nothing, soft about anything with the Tesla, stuff. It's all just very crisp and clean, like I've already mentioned. So you do want to make sure that your lines are, sharp as knives. But then once you have all of those filled in, then you can just kind of all the lines filled in, then you can fill in the spaces. So there's a gap between the bottom of the T and then that upper line. So make sure that you don't let those little bits touch. Just go through and paint over that. Once you're all done with your T, you can cure it and then apply some glossy gel top coat over the red gel paint. Again, just being kind of careful not to get it where it doesn't belong on the white background because it will definitely change the color of it with that chrome on it. It'll pick up the light differently and it'll be very noticeable if you do get the gel top coat where it doesn't belong. So now for the index, middle, ring, and pinky, I'm going to do an overlay of clear acrylic. And you may be thinking, if I'm going to be painting this and it's not a set that's ever going to be worn, what's the point of doing the clear acrylic overlay? The purpose of it is because the nail tip itself has some flexibility to it. And if it has a flexibility and you put 3D art on top of it, the 3D art has a tendency to fall off. And I don't want anything about this to fall apart, so that layer of clear acrylic is just to add strength across the entire set. After all of that's been filed, apply a layer of black gel polish and then a layer of no wipe top coat, burnish some silver chrome into the background so it is just super, super high tech, super modern, and give that a really nice smooth finish. And then after you have that, I'm going to be applying a layer of matte gel top coat, and that gives it a little bit more of a silver tone to it after that matte is on top of it. But now we're going to start on our index nail and paint TE. So that is the first two letters of the word Tesla. And I'm doing it once again in the Tesla font. So I've just got the T and the E, then on the middle, I'm going to write SL. So there is the L. And then I'm going to write the S. And the S, I think, is probably the easiest S I've ever drawn. So typically I find S's to be the most intimidating letter to paint because of all the curves. And it's sometimes hard to get paint to curve that way, especially in such a small format. But there's no curves in this S. It's all straight lines, so it's very easy. And then all you have left to do on the ring is the A. And much like the Tesla T logo, there is a gap in the A. So it's first just 3 lines, like half of a rectangle or, part of a rectangle, and then just 1 line going across the top. Once you have all of those letters done, you're just going to want to cure them and then apply some glossy gel top coat over the letters only. So try to maintain that separation between glossy and matte so the background doesn't change color, just like the same thing with the thumb. And then after all of those are done, you can start assembling this set together so you can attach your vehicle to the middle nail and your supercharger to the pinky. So I'm going to press that supercharger down into white Acrygel, really make sure it sticks, press the supercharger or vehicle down, and then cut off any extra upholstery thread that there may be so it's not too terribly long. Place a magnet over the one that is already in the car, and then take a little bit of clear Acrygel and place it on the back of that magnet, trying not to get any of it on the vehicle itself. You don't want any of this Acrygel that we're just placing down to touch the car. Once it sticks to the magnet, then you're going to grab your piece of wire and you're going to really work it into the Acrygel so that the wire kind of gets, or your cord, the upholstery thread gets attached to your magnet, and then apply some black paint over that Acrygel so that there isn't a cleared weird spot. apply some top coat after that's cured, and then this whole thing is done. And you can give yourself a major pat on the back, because if you stuck through me with all of this video, congratulations. This was a lot of footage for this particular set, and I love it so much, and so does my husband. And you can actually see me giving it to him for the first time ever. You guys, we have a TerrellTime. Usually my little end segments are called Melody Minutes, but this one really belongs to him, so I had to give it its own name. So here's that. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Melody, you
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Grab the box top.
She can't touch the contents because she might break it.
Ooh, look at that, Melody. Mama made us a Tesla nail set. She's got the Supercharger, the Tesla logo, Tesla across the 3 nail designs. It's a Model X, I can tell you that. Look at that, it charges. Ho, ho, ho. And watch this, I bet you this is a gullwing door. Look at that, honey, it's a gullwing door. It stays open.
He was so excited. He absolutely loved them. When we bought our Model 3 a couple years ago, he immediately asked me to do Tesla set, and I kept putting him off. So this was a long time coming. I hope you love it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.